New York City. I'm in my hotel room, which is why my background looks different and everything probably looks a little bit different to you right now. I wanted to go live and catch up with you because it has been a crazy number of weeks for several reasons. It's been crazy because of what's happening in the world. It's been crazy because my life has been crazy and my travel has been insane. Sorry, I'm just checking real quick that we're definitely broadcasting to all channels. Um, but yeah, I feel like every time I do a live lately, I'm apologizing because it's been a while since I did the last live, but it truly has been nuts. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, I had to go to Michigan and then to Washington D.C. and then to Georgia and then to or no, I did that backwards. Michigan, Georgia, D.C., New York, back to Michigan, back to New York, and I think I probably missed at least one, and that's literally just been like the last couple of weeks. But in the middle of all of that, then the world has also gone crazy. President Trump was convicted on 34 felony counts. I literally can't even say that without laughing out loud because it's so stupid. And then we also had our hearing in Georgia to discuss the Facebook's banning of the walkaway campaign and why that happened and what it means. And then immediately after we did the hearing in Georgia, Matt Taibbi, amazing independent journalist who's been, very well known for exposing a lot of corruption going on within the government and within big tech and why they're censoring a lot of companies. He, for any of you who don't know Matt Taibbi, when Elon Musk took over Twitter, started dropping what they called the Twitter files, which were essentially conversations that were going on internally within Twitter, which revealed to us a lot about the government's overreach and the government's involvement in banning accounts, censoring accounts, and even conversations, Hunter Biden's laptop, and a number of other things that the government had their hand in. So really gross stuff, but amazing work by Matt Taibbi. And after our hearing in Georgia, which was now about a week and a day ago, Matt Taibbi dropped a new Twitter files update talking about the government's involvement in trying to ban and censor Walkaway. And it was substantiated with conversations that went on inside of Twitter. I'm going to get into all of that with you guys in just a moment. But let's start at the beginning. So basically, let's start with Trump. Found guilty on all 34 counts in New York City. Now, the night that happened, I was in Washington, D.C., and I was already scheduled to do Tim Pool's show. So that was kind of crazy because I was literally in a car driving to go do Tim Pool's show. And I called a guy that I know named Jack, who is the producer of the various documentaries that have aired on Newsmax about January 6th. I was in one of them. The one I was in was called, oh my God, I'm totally blanking on the name of the documentary I was in. It'll come back to me. Something about disgrace. Sorry, I can't remember. I apologize, Jack. It'll come back to me. Anyway, I was on a conversation with Jack because he and I are going to be working on a project together next month. And so I ring him up, ring. He answers the phone and he's like, dude, this is how he talks. He's like, dude, are you watching what's going on? And I'm like, nope, driving a car. What's going on? And he said, Trump was just found guilty on all counts on all charges in New York City. And I took him, my head kind of started spinning, because again, I was actually like on my way to go do Tim Pool. So now I'm like, wow, this is what we're going to be talking about all night, which I was not anticipating. And this is insane news. I really thought that I really thought that a New York City jury, I know people think, oh, it's New York. It's a bunch of liberals. They're all just, they hate Trump. And you're not wrong. I mean, it's overwhelmingly liberal. It's overwhelmingly people who probably politically hate Donald Trump. However, I lived here for 20 years and I know that you'd be surprised, like the number of people that, when you're walking down the street and that they're sick of it. They're sick of the Democrat policies. They're supporting Trump. Every time I walk by Trump Tower, there's always people that are taking their picture and they've got, MAGA hats, and they're just like, yeah. So I mean, they're here. They're here. And I really believed that a New York City jury would have at least enough of a mixed group that at least one person would hold out, or that, I believe that maybe they would feel obligated to find him guilty on, a few charges, but, a sweeping top to bottom guilty verdict so clearly indicated to me, like, it actually made it, like, almost comedic, if it wasn't so serious, like almost comedic in its non-seriousness. It's like, it was so clear to me that this was a completely compromised jury with an agenda, who were completely from the outset out to get him. And that's what we got. So I was headed to Tim Pool, got this information. My head starts spinning, and I'm thinking to myself, holy shit. And, Tim said that this was the biggest audience that they ever had for any show. So it was a crazy night to be on. But when I was on there talking with Tim was presenting his theory that essentially, they're going to just give him house arrest, and their goal is to try to not lock him up, but to make him immobile so that he can't campaign and he can't be on the road. And for anybody who knows Tim Pool, watches his show, you guys know he's very opinionated. He's very, when he has an idea in his head, that's what it is. And I said to him, Tim, look, I'm going to come on here tonight and just be like the doomsday voice. That's going to be, my role in tonight's show. I was like, they're going to put him in jail, and anybody who doesn't think that at this point is just blatantly not paying attention, or they're lost, or they're not getting it. And the reason why it was important to me to say this was because on the way to driving to Tim's show, I started listening to the cable news talking heads on Newsmax and on Fox, and I was kind of flipping back and forth on my phone, and I was like, they were all just like, oh, they're trying to send a message, but they're not going to put him in jail. He'll get probation, he'll get a fine, and I'm like, but you're all the same people who don't know anything about January 6th. Nothing, because you've all run away from it. You're all avoiding it, and you have no idea what's going on. So you don't get it. Like, you're exactly the opposite of an expert. You're exactly the opposite of the people who should be opining about this or sharing an opinion about this, because you really, honestly, you guys don't get it at all. And yes, there is no boundary that these people won't cross anymore. There's no line that the Democrats will not cross. Yes, they will throw him in jail. 100% they will. And if things continue to trend in the wrong direction for him, for them, I mean, in terms of if he keeps leading and pulling, if Biden keeps tanking with his electorate, this is not where they will stop in their absolutely relentless and ruthless quest to make sure that he never takes office again. And so then the question becomes, how will they eliminate him? And that's a very dark thought. But I told Tim, no, I mean, this isn't just a subversion. This isn't just, let's make it difficult for him to campaign. They want this guy gone. They want him gone. And it was interesting because after that, for like the next 4 nights, Tim kept referencing what I said. And Tim said, I've changed my mind. After talking to Brandon Strzok, I thought it was house arrest, but now I'm convinced of course they're not going to stop. They're insane. I mean, mentally ill people have taken control of the levers of justice, and they're nuts. And they can't sleep at night because he is a bug inside of their brain that will not leave them alone, and they're trying to find a way to feel whole again, and the only way for them to feel whole is to eliminate him. And so I know that's not exactly reassuring to people, and I know that my opinion is probably not making people feel super optimistic. However, you should feel optimistic, because the whole reason they're doing this is because he's doing so well. and he is polling well. And even despite everything, he is still pulling ahead. Do I trust the polls? Would I stake my life on what the polls say? No, of course not. But I think that, to be 4 times indicted, 34 times convicted, and to still be polling better than your opponent, who receives nothing but favorable coverage from the media, and who is the recipient of nothing but positive news, positive stories, and the media overtly evading anything negative about your opponent, to be still polling better than that person after 34 felony convictions. Yeah, you have every reason to feel optimistic. Sorry about that. It's, I've just been on the road nonstop for weeks, and I'm getting a little bit tired, but who cares? That's not even the important thing. All right, so moving on. That was number one. But then the next thing is that we went to Georgia, and Georgia State Rep Misha Maynor held a congressional hearing to talk about Facebook's banning of the walkaway campaign. And it was extremely eye-opening and revelatory. I mean, it's insane. And we got some amazing footage of it. So just so you guys all know, we are going to be streaming this congressional hearing out Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So this Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, 5 o'clock Pacific. Wow, that was really hard for me to figure out. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Pacific. We're going to be streaming out the Georgia congressional hearing. It will be streaming to X. It'll be streaming to YouTube. It'll be streaming to Facebook. 8 o'clock Eastern. You're going to hear testimony from me, from independent journalist Matt Taibbi, from several members of the Walkaway team and people who were impacted, because on January 8th of 2021, Facebook banned the Walkaway campaign group with over 511,000 members, tens of thousands of videos and written testimonials. And by the way, look at your screen right now. We have a new Facebook group. You might be asking yourself, why the hell would you ever make a new Facebook group after they did this to you? The reason why is because we have to reach people on the left wherever they are, whether they're on TikTok, whether they're on Facebook, whether they're on, libtardcommunity.org. I'll go anywhere and everywhere. I don't care. I'll go on The View. I will go to the Democratic National Convention. I will go to wherever I've got to go. I don't care. I'll go on BET. I don't care. I need to reach people on the left because this is the most vital, crucial time to get people woken up, leaving the left and thinking for themselves. We've got to get people to walk away. So we do have a new Facebook group. It's right here. We made it really easy for you. You can obviously go on Facebook and search it, but you can also type in this URL, joinwalkaway.com. It will reconnect you directly to our group. Guys, please join. Everyone out there, please join. Even if you're a lifelong conservative or Republican, you are what we call a walk with. In many ways, you're one of the most valuable people in our movement, because we count on you to give the people who are walking away from the left a community of support, to give people encouragement, to share ideas. A lot of people walk away from the left, but they're not really sold on, they don't know how to feel. It really shakes your whole world up and turns your world upside down. And so it's really amazing. If you're somebody, if you're in the center, if you're moderate, conservative, if you're a Republican, if you're far right, if you're however you identify, join our movement and, share your thoughts and ideas and provide encouragement and support for people as they join our community and share their stories about walking away. And we've got to rebuild our group. So we need you guys. Join our new Facebook group at joinwalkaway.com and join our app, our autonomous platform called Walkaway Social. And you can join Walkaway Social at walkawaysocial.com. A pop-up will appear, which will give you guys a button. If you're an iOS user or you're an Android user, load our app. Our apps are awesome, and you're going to love the community, Walkaway Social. So join our app and join our new Facebook group. But we had this incredible hearing in Georgia that was about 8-9 days ago. We filmed it, and all of that testimony plus the press conference that we held after will be streamed this Thursday night at 8 p.m. We'll be streaming it to X, Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you tune into that. Share it. It's you guys. You're going to be shocked. Everyone who's seen it so far has told me that they didn't even know what to say because they were so shocked, particularly by Matt Taibbi's testimony about how the government pressured big tech to investigate Russia, investigate Walkaway as a Russian disinformation campaign. And what's most astounding of all is that we now know through the communications that took place in Twitter that has been so beautifully brought to light and exposed by Matt Taibbi. We now know that executives within Twitter did investigate Walkaway and actually discovered these are genuine users. These are real American accounts, real people sharing this hashtag and sharing these stories. It's not Russian disinformation. They actually had these communications and expressed to each other like the government's really putting a lot of pressure on us and they're really on our backs about this. We're not finding any evidence of what they're saying to be true. So make sure you guys watch because it's really, really shocking and compelling stuff. And I think you're going to be really, really amazed by what you hear. Even Georgia State Rep Misha Maynor, who we're so grateful to for throwing this hearing or holding this hearing, she said, "I'm scared by what I'm hearing. This is scary stuff. So you're not going to want to miss it." So then I went to Michigan because I shot the sequel to my Walkaway video. Now that's going to be coming out in the next few weeks. I'll be honest with you guys. I went there and I shot it, and I was not satisfied with my own delivery and performance in there. So I went back to Michigan, reshot it. I think we got amazing footage this time and nailed it. In my first Walkaway video, you guys might remember from 6 years ago, I talked about all the reasons I was walking away from the Democratic Party. Now I talk about everything in the last 6 years and how much worse things have gotten. That a lot of the predictions and a lot of the things I was talking about 6 years ago have only grown and amplified and frankly gotten much, much worse. And so this is going to be what I call the sequel to my original Walkaway video. It's shot very similarly. It will look very much the same. But this time I'm covering everything that's happened in the last 6 years and how we are now looking at a radical trans agenda. I talk a lot about the gaslighting of the left and how they'll accuse you of doing everything that they do and being everything that they are, from calling you saying that you're the person who's in a cult, from saying that you're the one who's weaponizing the Department of Justice, that that you're the radical, that you're the violent extremist, when they're the ones out burning the country down and they're the ones out busting windows and destroying communities. So it's and so much more. I talk about the stranglehold on minority communities. I talk about the weaponization of justice. I talk about how the left has brought authoritarianism to America under the guise of protecting people from a pandemic, and all of the steps that they took to normalize the taking of our rights away, the encroachment on our civil liberties. It's going to be a powerful video, so I'm very excited to get that edited. My goal is to get it done within 2 weeks and get it out, and then as soon as we push it out, we're going to announce our big contest, the Walkaway $10,000 testimonial video challenge. We're going to be awarding some massive cash prizes to people for creating the best Walkaway videos. So really exciting stuff that we have coming up in the next few weeks. And I've got to wrap this up pretty soon because it's now after 8 o'clock. Tonight, I'm on Greg Kelly during this hour that's happening right now. So as soon as you get done watching this live, turn on your TV and get on the internet and watch Newsmax. I'm on Greg Kelly during this hour. Wait, I'm sorry, not this hour, the 9 o'clock hour. My apologies. See, again, I'm screwed up. Am I in Central Time? No, I'm in Eastern Time. I'm telling you guys, half the time I don't even know where the hell I am anymore. All right, that's good. I've got a little more time. So tonight, from the 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock hour, I will be on Newsmax with Greg Kelly. So make sure you tune in to Newsmax during the 9 p.m. Eastern Time hour. And then immediately when that's over, I will be live tonight with Silk of Diamond and Silk. So I'll be doing the Diamond and Silk show tonight at 10 o'clock. So it is what I call your Brandon back-to-back two-pack. You'll catch me tonight on Newsmax between the 9 and 10 o'clock hour. Then from 10 to 11, I'll be on with Silk from Diamond and Silk. So make sure you tune in. What else do I have to report? We have launched a new walkaway store. So we have a little more work to do in our store. It's great on the web. We have to kind of optimize it for mobile. We have a few issues right now with the mobile version, but we're going to have lots of great new walkaway merch coming your way. So make sure you go to walkaway.shop. I think that's the correct. Let me double check. Walkaway.shop. Yes. And walkaway.shop, we have shirts, we have beanies, we have hats, we have magnets, we have flags, so once again, we're going to have a very robust, amazing walkaway store, and we're going to be adding lots of new designs to our store soon. So we're very excited to once again be selling walkaway merch, and we're going to have a lot more great stuff coming your way. And events coming up. A week from now, I'll be headed to Chicago. I'm doing an event in Chicago next week. Then I'll be heading back to my home state of Nebraska. In fact, my hometown. I'll be doing an event in O'Neill, Nebraska. And that will be in, let me just double check. That event is in June 20-something. I will find that out for you guys. But heading to my hometown of O'Neill, Nebraska to do another event, and then I'll more than likely be coming back to New York City. That event is on June 26th, Wednesday, June 26th in O'Neill, Nebraska. And as we get closer to it, I'll give you guys more information. So for any of you who are in the area, you can get tickets and come and see me, because I'd love to see all of you. And then we're going to be heading back to Chicago over the summer a few times to do more events. I'm going to be getting into the Black community there, mixing with people, talking to them. We're going to get I know it sounds crazy, but we're going to get a huge group of ex-convicts together and share stories with them as well. This is a huge demographic that is largely ignored, and I want to talk to them about getting out, make sure they get their voting and supporting the right party that's not weaponizing the justice system. I think for anybody who's been affected by the justice system, if you're an ex-convict, more than ever, we need to put the Democrats out of business, because these people are the biggest liars on the face of the earth. Honestly, I think they are the scum of the earth, because these are the people who have been screaming for criminal justice reform, and they've also been screaming for the humanization of people who have been impacted by the justice system. It's been the Democrats who have been saying, let's stop referring to people as convicted felons. It's dehumanizing. We need to be referring to people as justice-impacted individuals, until they made felons out of a bunch of people who went inside the Capitol to take pictures, and made felons out of the former president of the United States. Now, all of a sudden, calling people convicted felons is a wonderful thing to do. In fact, they're creating billboards with the former president's face on it that says convicted felon. They're putting out messaging, I would never vote for a convicted felon, convicted felon, convicted felons are terrible. So now, once again, when it serves their purposes, they are completely walking back all of their standards, all of their principles, everything that they claim to believe in. It means absolutely nothing. No shock, because these people have no standards. They have no principles. They are spiritually diseased people. And this is just the latest way in which that's manifesting itself, is them now weaponizing the term convicted felon, even though they themselves were trying to say that it's dehumanizing and terrible. Now it's become a marketing campaign for them when using it against their political opponents. That's what the Democrats do best. So anyway, one of the demographics we want to talk to in Chicago are ex-convicts, and make sure that these people are registered to vote, make sure they're getting out there, because it's important. And so I'm going to be going in and talking to that group as well. And then heading back to New York City. So a lot on the horizon. We also have a ton of great content coming out, including our college tour in Wisconsin. We'll be streaming out those things very soon. But for right now, I've got my hands full editing this new video. It's just as important to me as the first video that I ever put out 6 years ago. And so, in addition to, leading my team and doing all these events and doing media, it's the most important thing in my life right now is making sure that this video really resonates with as many people as possible. And I'm counting on all of you to help it reach as many people as possible. When I put this video out, I need all of you to share it, share it, share it, share it. Make sure we see it far and wide. And with that, I will begin the process of wrapping up this live video with all of you. Actually, let me check the chat and see what you guys have to say. We have thousands of people watching live right now, which is very exciting and encouraging. So love to see that. Once again, guys, if you haven't joined our new Facebook group, make sure you do so. Go here, new Facebook group. Just go to joinwalkaway.com to be redirected right into the group. Or if you're already on Facebook, just search it. Make sure you join. If you haven't joined our app, Walkaway Social, go to walkawaysocial.com, load our apps, and join our community. Be on the lookout for my new video coming out. I will be editing hell for several weeks, getting that together, but it's going to be amazing. And once we get through this kind of bottleneck that we're in right now while I'm editing this video and we're preparing to launch that, then we're going to launch our video contest and it's off to the races. I mean, it's going to be a summer of nonstop travel and work and me getting out there and talking to Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, LGBT Americans, white Americans, fat people, thin people, old people, young people, ugly people, beautiful people, stupid people, smart people, people with bad attitudes, people with good attitudes, shitty people, nice people. I'm going to be talking to every type of person, telling them, stop voting for the Democrats. These people are not your friends. These people are destroying our country, and they're destroying everything that's great about this nation. It's time to walk away. It's been time to walk away for a long time, but now it's like absolutely mandatory that everybody walks away. So make sure you join our new group, be part of our community, counting on all of you. And if you haven't had enough of me already tonight, then turn on Newsmax between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock. I'll be live tonight with Greg Kelly. And immediately after that, from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock Eastern, so that's 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern on Newsmax with Greg Kelly. Then immediately after that, from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock Eastern, I'm live with Silk on Diamond and Silk, the Diamond and Silk Show. All right. Love you guys so much. I'll try not to let so much time pass between our next live, but I just wanted to give you guys some FaceTime, check in with you, let you know I have not disappeared. I haven't gone anywhere. And also, guys, listen, I want to close out tonight with a message of hope. Because I know, people started reaching out to me after Trump got convicted, and they were like, Brandon, this is terrifying. Brandon, this is so awful. Brandon, what is happening to our country? We need to hear from you. We want to know what's on your mind. Guys, it is awful. As I've said already many times tonight, what the Democrats have become, the lines that they have crossed that we can never come back from, the things that they are doing are insane, Marxist, communist, sociopathic, destructive, evil, and again, behaviors that we will never be able to come back from. Lines crossed that we cannot walk back from. But despite all of this, I'm very optimistic because I believe that all things for good. I think all things will work for the greater good. And I know that I will be using everything that these people do to be able to go out and reach people and have conversations with people to say, this cannot stand. This cannot be the direction that we go in as a society, as a people, as a country. The Democrats cannot be allowed to continue to maintain power. We must vote out every Democrat if we are going to have a country and a culture that succeeds. I don't care if you become a Republican. I don't care. I don't care if you love Trump or you don't love Trump. It makes no difference to me. It doesn't affect my life in any way, shape, or form. You do not have to love Donald Trump. You do not have to love the Republican Party. I don't love the Republican Party. My God, are you kidding? Like, these people, they don't know how to win. They don't know how to fight. They don't know how to do anything. The only thing they know how to do is bend over and say, give it to me, Democrats. Give it to me hard. Please, please. I love it. I love being your bitch. And who needs it? But at this point, we have got to fight for our country, and that means fighting against the forces that wish to destroy it and wish to destroy us, wish to take away our civil liberties and our freedoms, who push for literally at this point trying to put people on lists, take people's rights away, take their freedom away, put people in jail, weaponize our system of justice. This isn't a full court press at this point to save America from the Democrat Party. So it doesn't matter if you love the Republicans or if you love Trump or you don't. You don't have to. All you have to do at this point is walk away from the Democratic Party. Walk away from a party and a political ideology and a media system, a communication system that hates you, hates anybody who dissents, hates anybody who has their own mind, who exercises their right to freedom of choice and opportunity. Anybody who does not toe the line of their narrative of propaganda and anti-Americanism is an enemy to them. And anybody who views me as their enemy is my enemy. And I will stand and I will fight them. And I will fight them all day, every day. And I will not stop fighting until we defeat them. And we will win. Because the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. And in the end, good will always prevail over evil. And we will win this fight, patriots. Together, we will. So do not despair, even in the darkest of times, and even when things seem gloomy, even when it seems like evil is always triumphing or constantly triumphing, we will win this in the end. That's how this story ends. We win. So stay strong. I love all of you very, very much. Again, catch me tonight on Newsmax between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock Eastern on Greg Kelly's show. And immediately after tonight, I'll be with my good friend Silk of Diamond and Silk on the Diamond and Silk show from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock Eastern. It's been great having this catch up with all of you. I'm sorry that it's happening all too infrequently these days, but please know it's only happening infrequently because I am up to my you-know-what, which is actually down here, but I'm swamped with work and travel, and my life all day, every day is walk away. That's what I do. So, but I'll make it a point to not stay way too long this time, I promise. I just got to get through editing this video, and then I will be in your face so much that you're going to be sick of it. So I love you guys very, very much. Patriots, you are my heart. Join our Facebook group. And please consider, as always, becoming a monthly recurring supporter of the work that we do with Walkaway. We are on a mission to get 10,000 patriots to give $5 a month to Walkaway. That's it. Just $5 a month. Or 5,000 patriots to give $10 a month. That's how much we need to cover our monthly budget and expenses. Please consider being one of the people who supports us. And if you would be so kind as to do that, just go here, walkawayfoundation.org. Right at the top, there's a big red donate button. Please sign on to become a monthly recurring supporter of my team and I's work that we work so hard and diligently and sacrifice greatly for in this great mission to save our country. Be a $5, $10, whatever, $1, whatever you can afford to do. $1 a month, $5, $10, $20. If you can do 50, 100 a month, whatever you can do, go to walkawayfoundation.org and sign on to become a monthly recurring supporter. There's so much more to say, but not enough time. So I'm going to wrap up tonight, but I'll be going live with you again very soon, and we will pick up where we left off. Much love. Have a great night, and catch me tonight on Newsmax and Diamond and Silk. Thanks, Patriots.